Recent vinyl finds, number 9. Number 9. Yo! What up, VC? Recent vinyl finds, number 9. Yeah. Shout outs to Yoko Ono. So, let's see. I bought not too much, as you know. Vinyl Monday, Vinyl Fun Day just passed. It is Tuesday, and it's become this regular thing where I go out with my girlfriend and we thrift store dig and record store dig. I am playing in the background one of the finds, which I'm going to peel these stickers off of. I really wish, record store owners would really realize that people collect these things, and this is very annoying. Same thing with video game stores, GameStop, such. Can you not do this? Just put it on the frickin' plastic. What's wrong with that? Why do you have to make our lives harder? I just don't get it. Anyhow, I'll stop complaining. Dizzy on the French Riviera. Huh? Look at him. He's on the French Riviera. What is he doing there? He's on a boat. He's on a pier. Look at him. Anyway, I love Dizzy Gillespie. This was cheap. $7. It's not like, I like Dizzy's Philips output. It's not as great as his funk stuff, but that's me. Not a lot of people like his funk stuff. But I love Dizzy Gillespie, no matter what he's doing. I'm going to go out on a limb and say even with strings. Most jazz with strings, I think, is the most terrible idea, and I don't know why every jazz artist feels the need to do it. However, Dizzy did it with style. This is pretty good. Haven't really fully listened to it yet, but have this as the background music. I did a little reissue discovery. There's been a lot of jazz reissued on vinyl, and that is a beautiful thing. And I'm just amazed at how much. And I think this time around, I'm going to try to not miss the boat, because in the early 90s, they reissued a lot of Blue Note stuff. And now, even those reissues are just as much money as the originals. Well, maybe not that much, but they're definitely higher than they were, So I really kick myself for not buying a lot of the Blue Note reissues on vinyl from the early 90s. Now, since all you guys are talking about another 12 inches and a few other people were talking about the actual reissues, I had to jump on the boat. I mean, I bought new Part 1 and 2 a while back, just because Don Cherry is my main inspiration, or my main influence on trumpet. One of them, along with Dizzy, of course. So I saw this and I was just like, oh wow, they got the Sonny Chirac, or is it Charac? You say Charac, I say Chirac. What can I tell you? Monkey Pockie Boo, Monkey Pockie Boo. I heard this a while ago on the radio in New York here, and I was like, what the hell is this? Nice gatefold. As many have said, these actual reissues are done extremely well, and I do agree. Look at Sonny right there. He's like in the funk spot right there. He's like, mirror. You can almost hear it like, nyeh. Look at him, he's like, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have fun listening to this. It's been a while since I heard this. Those who don't know Sonny Chirac, you may know him and not know it. If you ever watched that TV show on Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, he did the theme music. I'm not sure if Thurston Moore's on that too, but that noisy guitar, Sonny was the pioneer, so, and he looks just like a very nice guy. Look at him. So yeah, so I bought that, and man, there was a Gratian Moncour reissue of the series, man. But even these reissues are getting up there already. This was 20, which is like, okay, 20 for a reissue, done well, whatever. But the Gratian Moncour is like 40 or 50 already. It's like, and the thing is, I had a struggle. I had to miss. There was like the Sun Ra Myth Science Orchestra one, and there was there was another one too that I was just like, oh man, either these two. But then I saw that one, I was like, gotta get that one. Yeah, I can't afford to buy them all out in one shot. I'm gonna have to pace myself here. But If I saw the Alan Silver, I would have got that first, because that's the other one that I remember from back when everybody started collecting the original of these in the 90s. You know, it's kind of weird. I think what a lot of record labels have done, like Blue Note and such, is that they've been watching eBay, and they realize what's going to be a good reissue. So I guess that's good. I wonder if the reissue stops down the price on the original. Most likely it does. Speaking of reissues, my man, Don Cherry, Complete Communion. I have a goal to cop all 3 of his Blue Note releases, Complete Communion being one of them. Where's Brooklyn and Symphony for Improvisers are the other 2 that I definitely want to get. I don't think those 2 have been reissued, though. So I'm going to have to try and get originals on that. And Where's Brooklyn I've seen go for a lot of money, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And I know Mosaic, see, here's another thing with the reissues, man. I'm telling you, you got to buy them when you see them. Because Mosaic did a series of box sets of like complete recordings, complete Blue Note recordings, and they have the complete Don Cherry Blue Note 3-album set, but that's like over $200 now on eBay, I think. They had the Lee Morgan one, Tina Brooks, I think. You know, so you got to cop the reissues when you see them. Now, here's my little vinyl tip of the day. The next stuff I have here is pretty much all 45s. Now, the tip of the day for the VC and others is when you go into a record store and they don't specialize in something, be it a format, be it a genre, but they specialize in another thing. Like, for example, you go into a jazz record store and there's like a small hip-hop section, you're probably going to find good stuff at cheap prices. Same thing if you go into a store that mostly deals with albums. They don't have any 45s, but they have some neglected pile. That's exactly what happened to me right here. Now, I'm not saying, I haven't really looked any of these up to see if I really like made a great score money-wise, but music-wise, definitely made beautiful score. I bought 15 45s for $4. Okay, starting off with the first one here. The Tramps, Love Epidemic, and I Know That Feeling. Now, this is kind of like conscious black disco. That's a category I like to say, black disco. It's like before disco became like Casey and the Sunshine Band. It was like really like coming off of funk, and it was a lot better in my opinion, my humble opinion. But this has got like some like conscious lyrics, Love Epidemic, you know. So I always like a disco with a conscious message. Who doesn't, right? This is one that I think, you know, when I see groups I don't recognize off the top of my head on Motown, I always think, oh, that might be worth something. But it's 1971 Motown, The Devastating Affair. Now, some of you people out there who are a lot older than me might be saying, well, this motherfucker don't know The Devastating Affair. Well, I don't. Sorry. But this song is alright. I really liked that it had an instrumental side. That's why I picked this up, and because I knew it was going to be cheap. You don't know how hard it is to make it, is the tune. So, nice, Motown, clean. I had to clean them up. They were definitely neglected, but moving right along. Tyrone Davis, You Wouldn't Believe. With the B-side, I Had It All the Time. Tyrone Davis. I feel like I have heard about Tyrone Davis from my friend who's an avid Soul 45 collector, so I was like, oh, this might be good. And it's like, you know, disco funk, you know, late 70s stuff. I think somebody just came in and dumped off, like, all their disco funk. 2 on Chess, this is being one of them. Jimmy Ruffin, Tell Me What You Want. B-side, Do You Know Me? And I think, I don't know if it's this one or the other one. I listened to all these before I did this to make sure I could talk about them. I think this is the one that has like the message. I think like most of these 45s have one side's like the funky, you know, upbeat number, and then the other side is the hello baby, I just want to build you a shoe rack. You know, kind of like, you know, like, baby, I want to come over and make you some cream cabbage. But I love shit like that. So, but there was one, is either this one or the other one on Chess, that has this like message to his girl, and I swear, if the girl didn't get back with him after he made this tune, that's just one cold-hearted woman. That's all I gotta say. Because at the end of the song, he's like, Jimmy keeps asking for you. What about the children? He keeps asking if mom is coming back. As the record's fading out, and it's like, oh. And I can almost see the woman on the other end being like, why'd you have to go there? But anyway, yeah. Good stuff. Creative Source. I Just Can't See Myself Without You. And Migration on Sussex. You know, standard, funk 45s, disco funk, kind of. This one was a mistake. This is complete crap. But, you know, I just threw it in there. It was Pretty to Walk With, which is a very disturbing message. And Take It Slow Joe. This is from some sort of musical comedy called Jamaica. And it's very schmaltzy. This is like Broadway crap. But there might be something on here that, when I buy shit records like this, I sample them on purpose to make myself feel better about buying them. But the message on Pretty to Talk With is like some girl talking about, oh, the way the way you catch a man, the way you make a bachelor unbatched is to look pretty. It's like, all right, maybe somebody needs to listen to Bikini Kill. Anyhow, moving right along, some funk, some James Brown. You know, not in the greatest condition, but playable, no skips. Honky Tonk, Ill, James Brown. Of course, somebody had to write their name on it. But you got the little James Brown head, and that's the important thing. That when you see that little head, you know that you're doing something right. So, yeah. And on that same tip, People's Records. Got Lynn Collins, Think About It, classic. Ain't No Sunshine on the B-side. I'm not going to let this go. I don't care what condition. If I see this in a record store, I'm obviously going to pick it up. Here we go. I think this is... no, this ain't it, I don't think. No Wind, No Rain. The Independents on Wand. Dope track. This is like... I put this on, I was like, oh yeah, I did the right thing here. And Let That Be a Lesson to You. What I like about this jam that's like, oh baby, I want to just come and mow the lawn, is that the girl comes in at the end and says, yeah, you know what? Let that be a lesson to you. Don't fuck up no more. So, I like that. I like that. And then, of course, I thought this was like something weird and rare, but it's really not. Just because I never saw the label, but it's like Warner Brothers. No, it's not Warner Brothers. Winging a Prayer Records, Ease On Down the Road. Now, if you grew up in the 70s in New York City, you know, on local TV, there was some, I forget what it was, some kind of Broadway show, off-Broadway show, and this was like the theme song. So, you know, but the B-side is like, oh shit, what's this? Go On With Your Bad Self. Dope, funky B-side. So, you know. I saw this and I was like, this has got to be funky. Benny King, we all know him from, I think, Stand By Me. You know, those hits. I know he had hits. But 1975 on Atlantic, Supernatural thing, I'm like, that's got to be funk. And it totally is, and it was really great. So, score. Got another one. Double copy of No Wind, No Rain and Let That Be a Lesson to You by the Independents. One copy's beat up and the other copy's nice. I don't think I did that on purpose. That's an accident, but anyway. Here it is. Al Downing. This is the one. Baby, Let's Talk It Over. This is the one at the end of the record, man. He whips out the children. He puts the children into it. That girl definitely must have felt guilty. And I don't think that always works, fellas. So, just as a lesson from my own situation. So, I don't know. You know, I guess we'll have to find out. We can look it up on the internet. And I'll Be Holding On. Yeah, I think I'll Be Holding On. Yeah, it was one of these. It was either I'll Be Holding On or one of them. That was like, it was instrumental, And it was like the kind of music that I would imagine Raj, Rerun, and Dwayne sat around and listened to in Rob's place. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that was on the jukebox in Rob's place. As a matter of fact, an additional category I'd like to label these, in addition to black disco and talking to your lady type of music, also I'd say Rob's place. Rob's place funk. Rob's place funk. Alright? So then we got... There's another one where, like, my youthful ignorance didn't realize that this is just a pop hit. Stick Up, Honeycomb. I was like, ooh, Hot Wax, what is this? But come on now. Everybody knows this song. Stick Up, Highway Robbery. VIP on the B-side, though. I didn't know that, and it's a pretty good joint. The Last. I picked this up because I got friends who collect gospel. And it's always weird to me, the people who collect gospel tend to be people who grew up like the furthest possible thing from Christian, which, you know, man, it's all universal as far as I'm concerned, but I just think that's funny. And I like gospel, man. I like gospel. So Hob is gospel. Just Remember, Reverend Billy Robinson, and the Garden of Prayer, Church of God in Christ. It's a long name. And The Operation. You know, dope gospel stuff. So, yeah, one thing I'll say about music is that, you know, religion is bullshit. I don't want to offend anybody who's religious, but, like, the organized religions... Thank you. My computer talks to me. Organized religion can be dividing, and it doesn't really promote unity. However, the spirit of people that believe is something much different, I think. And I think that's what I get from listening to this type of stuff. I'm sure people who grew up with it are like, oh, come on now. Like if I hear somebody listening to, I guess, Frank Sinatra, I'll be like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? But, you know, I think music's universal. And so the individuals that believe are much more interesting to me than the organizations that indoctrinate. That's my thought of the day. I've been watching a lot of Dick Gregory. What can I tell you? One more thing to show. Hang on. I hope you guys didn't see my underwear just there. Alright, so my band Battle of the Camel played recently, and it was a very great show. And on my other channel, on my Battle of the Camel channel, which you can get to on my main page, there's a link. I'm putting up the clips from the show, so I hope everybody goes and checks that out. We played with a great band, friends of ours, the Modern Airline, and I had to pick up a CD from them. If you guys are interested in music that is very different, very cool, and you know, just they all get dressed up in like airline uniforms, and there's like cool synth parts, really great stuff, really great band, the Modern Airline. So yeah, I picked up a CD from them. They didn't release any vinyl yet. They said they'd love to, but it might be in the works down the line. Anyway, try to say goodbye at this point. I got a lot more to say, but I want to keep the video short. Thanks everybody for subscribing, commenting, keeping up with me. And if you can, jump over to my other channels and show me some love there if you can. I'm going to try to keep up and respond to people and check out what's going on in the VC now. I've been away for a couple days from my computer, that is. So anyway, peace VC, and that's the vinyl update.